Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Yes, we are in black and white right now, and that's because I was feeling chaotic today and wanted to do a palette bingo. So we're in black and white for the meantime, so I don't spoil the surprise later, but I wanted to take all 7 of the collabs Oden's Eye has done with creators and do a palette bingo with all of them. So this was a really fun look. I was not expecting this to happen, and let's just say I'm very happy with the way things went. The first 4 collabs that they released are no longer available, but the Perfect World collection between myself, Makeup Just for Fun, and Lauren May Beauty are all still available. I'll have these linked down below for you. Codes don't work on Oden's Eye collabs, but if you're shopping for any of the collabs and pick up anything else on the site, you can use my affiliate code battybean to save on anything else. I'm super excited to be doing this. I just literally thought of the idea like 2 nights ago. I was like, I kind of want to do a bingo with my Oden's Eye collabs, like all 7 of them. And I'm glad I did. I thought this was a really fun way to spend my time this morning. I'll give you all the makeup details and accessory details later once we're actually in color. But in the meantime, let's just hop on in. And by the way, I'll link all 6 of the other creators aside from myself, obviously, because this is my channel, but I'll link the other 6 creators that did collabs with Oden's Eye down below as well, so you can check them out. All right, let's do the thing. All right, let's do the thing. I have all 7 collabs that Oden's Eye's done here. I'm just gonna do them in order like of release, and then with the ones that multiple came out at the same time, I'm just gonna put them in alphabetical order by the name of the palette. So let's just get started. First is gonna be the Giant Wolves palette, which was in collab with Annette's Makeup Corner. I think this is such a fun one. It is so sultry and smoky and cute. I absolutely adore it. There are 12 shades in that palette, so I'm gonna pull up a random number generator real quick on Google. So I have it set 1 to 12. We got number 1. All right, well, we got a highlighty shade right off the bat. We got Astral. Not mad at that. I can always use a highlighty shade. And look, I have blush all over my hand, my goodness. Next is the Hummingbird palette from the Fancy Face. I absolutely adore Tina, and I think this is so fun. It's very bright and punchy. This one's also 1 to 12, so let's see what we got. Number 7. Oh, okay, we got Hibiscus, this bright pink. So here's what we have so far. I mean, so far so good. We have a matte and a shimmer. Last of that first release of collabs in the Legendary Diverse set is the Red Dragon by Judy. This one is so pretty, definitely like grungy autumnal vibes for me. It's so warm and just, I love it. And as someone who's not like a big warm neutrals person, I feel like this is warm neutrals with like pops done well. Especially just because it does lean more like autumnal in my brain, so I love that about it. And again, also 1 to 12, so let's see. Number 6. All right, we got the shade Luna. This one's actually really pretty. It has really nice like reflex to it. See that? It kind of like shifts and moves around. It's so pretty. I actually don't use that one enough, so I'm pretty excited that I got that shade actually. Moving on, the next collab that released after those first 3 was the Hella palette in collaboration with Angelica. I love this one. This one was such a big hit, and I'm just so excited for her. This one did sell out fairly recently, like for the final time, so none of these first 4 are available anymore, but I'm excited to use this again. There are 16 shades in this palette, so I just set it 1 to 16. We got number 15. Oh, cool, we got a dark matte. We got the shade Soot. That will come in really handy, I think. So far, it's so cohesive, isn't it? Like, this is definitely a vibe, so I'm good with that. And finally, we're moving on to the Perfect World collab between me, Lauren, and Amanda, and I'm so excited. We're gonna start with Flora Story, just keeping it alphabetical order. This is the one that Amanda did from Makeup Just for Fun. Super just like soft, earthy vibes. These palettes have 10 shades each, so I just set it 1 to 10. We got number 7. Oh, okay, this is gonna add something different to the mix. We have Best Buds. Not mad at that, actually. I think that adds a nice little pop of funk. The only thing I'm worried about is like now I have almost 2 highlighty shades, but I can still make that work for sure. Next is my collab, the Planet Spirit palette. I'm just so happy with this one. This was my chance to do like a super bright, colorful, fun, punchy palette. I love bright colors, as you guys know, as much as I love grungy colors. I love brights as well, and this was my opportunity to do my brights palette, and I'm so happy with it. All right, number 1 to 10 again. Number 2. I knew what it was before I even had to look. We have the shade Kingdom. I'm actually happy we got this because this is gonna add like some weirdness to this color palette. Added that pop of difference, which that's gonna go with Best Buds really well, I think. And finally, we have the Sea Talk palette from Lauren May Beauty. So gorgeous. This is a shimmery dream. Honestly, I don't really know if I want another shimmer or if I want another matte. We're kind of half and half right now, so let's just see what the Palo Bingo gods want me to have. Number 6. We got a shimmer. We got Smoky Pearl right there. It's kind of like a smoky, bronzy, taupey shade. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's really, really pretty. Like, it's kind of silvery and kind of bronzy at the same time. This is an interesting color story. Don't really know what I'm gonna do just yet. Like, we started so cohesive and then we kind of like went off the rails a little bit. So I'm gonna brainstorm and gather my brushes and then we will hop into it. All right, I think I know what I want to do and what my brain is leaning towards. I'm gonna start by priming. I'm gonna use my Milk Makeup eyeshadow primer. Just gonna slather this on and blend it out. So I wanna start first with the Hummingbird palette. I'm gonna take Hibiscus. I'm using this Sigma E40 brush, just kind of a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna start by lightly fluffing kind of in the outer corner of the eye, a little on the lower lash line. I'm not gonna take this all the way in because I want the inner part of my crease to be dedicated to my tealy shade. So I'm going to just keep this pink focused out here and just very lightly swirl it. I'm using very little pressure. I honestly didn't even grab that much product. I'm actually even gonna wipe my brush off right now because this is going to be my transition shade really for that darker shade that I lay down in a minute. So I don't want this to get too overkill too fast. Next up, dipping into the Hella palette, I'm gonna take that dark shade Soot. Just a teeny bit on this Kaleidos brush. It's an old brush, it's an S3. I'm just gonna start by lightly tippy-tapping it in this outer corner. I wanna make sure I use just little bits at a time. So again, I can just kind of slowly build it. Since I am only allowed to use these shades that I drew, I don't want this to go like overkill and then I like would have to dip into a lighter shade. I wanna make sure I can make this flow seamlessly into the pink and just use the pink to blend this out. So just taking this little by little. I think I'm getting some sparkle from my face highlight in here, but you know what? That's fine because there's gonna be shimmer all over this anyways soon. I'm gonna smudge a little bit of this underneath the lower lash as well, just keeping it as tight as I can. Really like the way those two play together. I think that's really pretty. I'll grab just a teensy bit more of Hibiscus and holding the end of my brush again so that my pressure is very soft and light. I'm just gonna lightly dust those together so that I get a really good gradient between those two shades. I am loving that. Moving on to my Planet Spirit palette, I'm going to take Kingdom, that tealy green. I'm gonna use this little Gavisi 210 brush. I'm grabbing just a little bit again, just so I can build this up because I'm using this shade totally by itself. I won't use anything else to blend it out. And I'm just gonna slowly start building this up in the outer corner. Kind of wipe my brush off periodically, dip back in, kind of just do what I need to do as I'm gathering this shade. And I want it to just really be its own moment here in the front while the outer corner it's doing its smoky thing. I want this to be my nice, fun pop of weirdness in this look. I love that shade so much. I was so picky on this shade when I was creating it. I was like, I want it to be tealy, but I want it to like definitely lean a little more green. I wanted something so specific and I love it so much. I'm loving this so much. It's like weird, colorful, grungy. It's a vibe for me. Moving on to our many shimmers now. I'm gonna start with my Bella Beauty Bar Shimmer Stay Shimmer Eyeshadow Primer. I'm just gonna kind of tippy tap that across my lid a little bit. And then I'll use a brush. This is a Game Beauty E02. I'm just gonna kind of tap that out a little bit more and just kind of spread this around to where I want it to be. I'm gonna kind of do a half cut creasy thing, but I'm also not being super precise. Like I don't have a super flat brush, but I do want it to kind of be roughly in that kind of a placement. I'm gonna start with the Flora Story palette. I'm gonna take Best Buds. Grabbing it on that same Game Beauty brush on the sticky side. I'm just going to start placing that in the very front. I thought this would be really pretty right next to my pop of color in the front there. And I'm really liking that actually. I think that's really pretty. I'm kind of just tippy tapping this on the lid in the front specifically, and I'm kind of leaving this lower corner blank. Next, I'm gonna dip into the Red Dragon palette and I wanna take Luna. I think that Best Buds and Luna will just fade really nice, and I think Luna will complement a lot of this outer corner stuff really well. So I'm just gonna take that same brush. I'm just gonna take the cleaner side of it, pick up some of that product, and I'm just gonna start kind of pouncing that in this outer corner that I left blank of shimmer. Oh yeah, I'm already really happy with that decision. This is a really fun look. It's very odd. Like, I don't know if I would have necessarily thought to pair all of these together like this, but I'm really happy I did. So now I'm just kind of going with both sides of that brush, kind of tapping over where they merge together. And I'll also just kind of make sure that it's flowing from matte to shimmer in this outer corner nicely. Next in the Sea Talk palette, I thought Smoky Pearl would make a really cute like lower lash line shimmer pop. So I'm just gonna grab this little Kaleidos pencil brush. I'm just gonna kind of load it up specifically in the front half of that lower lash line, just for a very sparkly, wet, kind of moment. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that quite a bit, actually. It's a really good like toppery shade too, you know, like this would be so pretty slathered all over everything, especially like a smoky eye. If you wanted to just add some glitz to it, you could tap this over everything. I love that on the lower lash line, honestly. I think that's so cool. And then finally, last but not least, in the Giant Wolves palette, I'm gonna highlight my inner corner with Astral and probably a little on my brow bone as well. Just gonna take and plop that right there. I really like that highlighty shade. I think that's really lovely. I actually really like it next to my Kingdom shade. I think that's a really nice combo. Well, overall, I'm pretty pleased with this, actually. I'm just gonna finish up my look. I'm gonna throw on like my mascara, an eye pencil, something on my lips. I need to just finish doing my hair because I have flips from sleeping on it. Put on a real shirt because I just have on a sports bra and I didn't know what color shirt to wear, since I didn't know what my makeup was gonna look like, and I'll be back when I'm complete. Here's how my final look turned out. I'm honestly like obsessed with this whole look. I think it's so pretty. It came out so cool. I love all the different tones mixing together. I love how all the shimmers play together. I'm obsessed with my lower lash line. I love all these colors. I'm really happy with this. The eye pencil I went with is this like smoky, sparkly one from Oden's Eye. I don't know the name because it's not like listed. It's number 14. I'll have it listed in the description box, of course, but I just wanted something kind of smoky and metallic in my like waterline to go with that lower lash line. Obviously just did mascara, didn't do lashes today. And then on my lips, I used the Vampire Pencil from Salem Cosmetics. I kind of lined and filled in my lips most of the way. I just left a tiny gap in the center. And then I took Cactus Flower Lip Clay from Kaleidos and just kind of patted it around to get kind of this like smoky pink ombre kind of vibe. And I really like it. Let me just give you my jewelry details now too, since I was in black and white in the intro. But these earrings are Spooky Doodle Club on Etsy, and I don't know where this choker's from because it's old. But yeah, I'm pleased. I think the palette bingo gods were on my side today. I don't know what you think, but I'm very pleased with it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I had a lot of fun this morning. I go through spurts where I'm just really not inspired to do a palette bingo, but when the moment hits, it hits good. And I'm so glad I did this today. Inspiration struck and I'm glad it did. This was a fun bingo, I think. Honestly, probably one of the better ones. I'm just so thrilled with how this came out. I just think this whole look is such a vibe. I love that I paired this kind of minty top. I feel like it goes with that lid shimmer really well and really matches my eyes really well. It's like the whole center of my face is doing a thing and then the outside of my face is doing the thing with the earrings. I just love it. Also, I don't know how strict I'm gonna commit to it, but I've definitely been in a rut, not really a rut, but just stuck in a comfort zone where I've just been doing like a sheer gloss every day. And I wanna try to make it a point to use some of my more bold lip colors for a little while. So this feels really fun too. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these Oden's Eye collabs? Are you interested in the 3 that are still available if you don't already have them? I would love to know what you've tried from Oden's Eye in general. What do you think of my look? If you got drawn these shades, would you have thought to do something similar? Would you have done something different? I always like to hear what you would have done because we all have different brains. You know, sometimes our creative juices flow in different ways, and I'd love to know what you would have done. If you made it to the end of this video, just leave me some random emojis. Just scroll through and randomly select like 5 emojis. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I'm battybean on everything: Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, I'm posting most days here as well. Also, feel free to join my channel membership. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get a little badge by your name, you'll get exclusive emojis, and you'll get a members only get ready with me once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.